All right, guys, bear with me. I'm up on this silo. I'm out of breath, so if it's a little shaky. Also, this ladder, I don't think, like I said, was climbed since about the 80s. Didn't really get much accomplished. I'm up here. I can't get the latch open to open this door to look in. It's rusted fast. And I also can't get this platform down to stand on. So it's not too high up, but I don't know. So far it looks pretty good on the outside. I don't see any major cracks or anything, but I do want to get inside there and see what I can figure out. So didn't get much accomplished crawling up here. Everything's rusted fast. I'll have to come up with some spray and hammer, I guess. So yeah, let's go inside. All right, so we're back down the bottom here. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be out of breath just crawling up that that small ladder there, but it's fairly shaky, and it's not very far away from the silo, so you don't get much of your feet on the steps. But I guess I'm a little out of shape too. But so basically, like I said, I can't get the door open to look in from the top because the latch is rusted fast, and that platform, I don't understand how small that platform is. It folds down, and you almost have to be above it to fold it down the way it looks. And when you're above it, you're going to be up over the top of the top rung on the ladder to get it folded down. But the pipe looks good. So basically what I learned, what I was able to see anyway going up there, the pipe looks good, looks solid, and I don't see any cracks in the concrete anywhere. So I think we're going to be okay structurally, just from my looking it over on the outside. I'd really like to measure this, but we are going to go inside, and I want to get the diameter of the inside of the silo. So bear with me here. We'll see what we can see once we get in there. All right, so another interesting fact that I just saw. If you look all the way up near the top there, you'll see that dark spot on the left, right about there. What it looks like, that looks like a junction box, like an electric junction box that's wired into the silo and loader. And they have ropes hanging down, and there's two of them. And I'm wondering if they didn't have to pull one rope for on and pull one rope for off. I've never seen that before. Some of you guys that use these concrete silos, I'm not really sure if that's if that's a common thing. Like I say, the concrete silo that we had, everything we used just out of the panel box, and then we had to push buttons to operate the unloaders and everything. But I'm not sure why. Like I say, this one here is the line that goes all the way to the panel box in the bottom of the barn, and then this one here, it appears it goes all the way up the silo and hooks into that junction box up there. And then they got two strings on it to turn it on and off. I don't know, I've never seen it, but this is only about the third concrete silo that I was up close to or really looking over. So I'm gonna go grab a tape measure and see if I can't get down in there, and we'll measure this, and I'll bring a flashlight, and we're gonna check out the unloader, so stay tuned. All right, guys, we're in. That wasn't very graceful getting in, but I'm in. The floor is so wet in here. You can see, I'll just give you an overview of the inside here while I'm in. We got a concrete pad all around the outside. It's only about a foot, maybe a foot and a half of concrete, and then the center is just dirt. It's just the basically built on top of the ground, and I don't know if it's from all the rain and weather we've been having, but it's wet. The ladder, so I had a little trouble getting down. The ladder just kept sinking further and further as I was standing on it. So eventually I was going to be in here. So we're inside now. We got a pad all around the outside. And you can see here's the unloader. It's probably weathered a lot more than it's wore, I'll say that. Probably from sitting in here for all those years not being used, it's definitely weathered more than it was wore, because as far as I know, this unloader only went in the like 1971, and it only got used up until 1980. So it only was used for about 9 years until they quit. Well, first of all, show you the inside. Up there we got a panel out, one of the, it's like a plexiglass panel in the roof. There's one there and one there. That one's missing, and it's actually right there. So it fell down in here. You have your tripod up there. 1, 2, 3. You got the 3 supports to hold the tripod, and the cable that comes right down the center here and lifts the unloader up. Just looking at it from here, the cable doesn't look too bad. I know you can't see it on the camera, but the cable actually isn't all that rusty. Then we have the electric line. You can see the electric line right there, and I think that goes into that box that's up in the ceiling. That knife switch junction box that they have ropes on, that is the electric line there, and then it comes down. There's a bunch of slack right there, and then the motor's actually under that tarp. I had put a tarp over it because of the pigeons. You can see the pigeons that are in here. So yeah, there's where it'll come in. The silage will come in, and then there's the door I couldn't get open from the top. Like I said, the latch is rusted fast. See if I can't walk out here without sinking too far in the mud. I didn't bring my rubber boots like I would wear normally. Oop, there's the unloader. This distance here is about 5 feet. So to be floor level, you're looking at 5 feet. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, looks like 11 doors. So I don't know if that's a way to calculate the height of this silo. We have 11 doors and then 5 feet from the floor. And then of course there's just a little space up at the top. So if those doors are 2 feet, hang on a second here. Woo, I'm just sinking right down in the mud. This isn't going too good here. I'm gonna get my tape measure out here. Bear with me, guys. I'm doing this one-handed. Let's see. Yeah, it's about 2 feet. So it's a little over 2 feet every door. So I don't know if that's a way to calculate the height, but let me see if I can't get this tape measure stretched out and see if we can't get a diameter here to know what the diameter of this is. I was guessing 20 feet. Some guys had guessed 18. So let me just get the tape measure out and do a quick measurement here. Well, I guess I could have had a contest on guessing the diameter of the silo. I know it's hard to see on the camera. I had figured 20 feet, and get here. It's actually about 20 feet, 6 inches, the diameter of this silo. So I wasn't too far off at 20 feet. It is a 20-foot diameter. Like I said, I know some guys thought it maybe would have been 18. But like I say, seeing it on camera, it's hard to tell actually how wide it is. So I don't know. If any of you guys have 20 feet silos that are 20 feet in diameter, I don't know. Everybody I've been talking to says you're going to need quite a few cattle to stay ahead of the spoilage with a 20-foot diameter silo. And I am just sinking in the mud everywhere I walk here. I think they could have finish this off and poured a concrete floor, but no luck there. Anyway, just rambling on here. I'm just thinking, let's get around to this side. See, we have counterweights here on this side of the unloader. And we just walk around here. Now this here will spin around the outside and follow the unloader basically around in a circle. And if you notice, it's pitched at an angle, and that's the way it unloads. Basically, you'll still have a cone going down as the unloader unloads the silo. But this here is well, the bearings look to be free, so it's not fast. Now, just walk on these rocks to get over here. And just on first inspection, the flighting doesn't look too bad on the augers. And I did bungee this motor, this tarp over this motor. The motor did spin. Now that was 4 or 5 years ago when I had put this on. And here's what I'm looking for, the model number. Hang on, let's get over here. Should be the tag Clay. Anybody ever hear of Clay? Push button farming, it says. Single phase, 230 volts. So I'll have to do a little bit of research on Clay unloaders and see if it's still something you can get parts for. This here looks like, this spout here actually looks like it might have been repaired. Maybe it was rusted through before, I don't know. So, I got the model number anyway. It is difficult to walk in here. I don't know how easy these should turn, but they're not turning. Let's get over here. So, and as it unloads, these little wheels will ride against the outside of the silo. You have this wheel here. I'm guessing it's probably all going to be rusted fast, just from sitting so long. And like I say, to trust that wire, probably have to replace that. And the jury's still out if that cable's going to lift this unloader up to the ceiling. I guess there's no real harm in me just going and cranking it up and bringing it up to the ceiling if it, as long as nobody's inside here. And I crank it all the way up. If the cable does break, for one, nobody's in here to get hurt. For two, if it does fall, it is just going to land on the ground. And then I can do what I probably would have done in the first place and just disassemble it and take it out of here. That's one thing, these unloaders are actually made to come apart because you only can get it through one of those doors, all the parts that have to come in here. Probably be a lot of torching to get it out. Yeah, there's another tag. What I think I might do is crank it up maybe to chest height and then come back in. That way it's up off the ground and I can kind of see better what I'm looking at. See if there's anything that's rusted fast for sure. With it sitting on the ground like that, maybe I can't get it to turn. So, yeah, it's a Clay. Here's some more stickers. So I never heard of that. Some of the companies from the 60s and 70s that I've heard of were like Silomatic and Pat's, of course. But I never heard of Clay, so if anybody knows anything. The other thing I noticed, we got one crack in the frame there in the foundation. Right at ground level, and I don't think that's much to fix. There's a crack there also. A little bit at the bottom. The other thing I noticed, somebody painted this. I don't know if it was some type of coating or paint. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with these concrete silos. You can see kind of the coating has come off in some places. So that's what we got, guys. Just a quick video here. Took you along. I was going to do this inspection today anyway and get some information off of the unloader, and kind of looking for any suggestions or advice if anybody has seen these type of unloaders before or knows where they bought out by somebody. Any kind of advice if you want to comment, if you've dealt with unloaders like this. Yeah, there's another hole in the foundation. So that doesn't seem to be a big issue. Yeah, I can count here better now. I can see we got 1, 2, 3. There's 12 doors. I miscounted. So we got 12 doors and a 5 foot to the first door. So I don't know, rough guess 30 feet. We got pigeons flying in. So it looks like it's a 20 by 30. So for all you guys that guessed 20 feet, you were right on. So I don't know. The capacity of the barn was about 55 steers. I don't know, 55 steers should be plenty to keep up ahead of the spoilage, but forking it, that's the other issue. To try to fork this out being 20 feet in diameter, you've got a long way to go till you get it to the door, but not saying it can't be done. But yeah, I'm gonna do some research on this unloader. Video is probably long enough. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see what I can find on the internet. If you guys know anything, please comment. So thanks for watching.